Hey, what's up guys? This one's probably going to be a little bit longer than usual. I'm going to try to speed through it. So multi-stage trigger. Basically what we're saying here is that something needs to happen and then we look for something else. Okay, so let's act like we're going to add an RSI to this strategy. Let's scroll down, hit apply. So normally we've just been entering on the cross of the moving average. What if after we get the moving average cross, we wanted to enter on something else, like for the RSI, we could say it's going to be a cross below the 70 level. Looks like we get it. Here's the cross, so probably would have happened if we use the average of the RSI. Looks like it would have happened about right here. Or we could say when the RSI crosses above the 50 line, the average so would have been like right there. And so normally what you would do is just use a filter with the moving averages. You would just say 50 is above the 100, and then RSI crosses above the 50 line. That would work. The potential downfall is the frequency of triggers that you might get. So let's say you only want to take the first one, right? The first one, and then that's it. So the first time it occurs, and no more after that. In that case, we have to use some booleans. So let us go back to the builder. So we're going to make a variable and we're going to call it pre-long. We'll make it a boolean and it's going to be false by default. Go to our conditions. And so here, the cross above the EM1, EMA1 crosses above the EMA2 is no longer going to get us in. So we're going to remove that. And instead, when this condition occurs, it's going to set our pre-long to true. Okay. And now in a different one, it's going to be pre-long equals true, and then we have our RSI. So RSI plot it on the chart. We're going to use the average. So RSI equals, or not equals, cross above the 50 line. But remember, we want it to be only the first occurrence. So when this happens, obviously we're going to get in long, but now I should be able to use this one. Let's use a different one to reduce confusion. We'll say in this one, current market position equals long. So whenever we're long, it's going to set our boolean back to false. Can also include the flat market position equals flat. So yeah, the cross above EMA1 crosses above EMA2, that makes it true. Whenever we're true and the RSI crosses above 50, we're going to enter long. However, we only want to enter if the 50 is still above, or when I say 50, but whenever the EMA1 is greater than the EMA2. So another thing we need to add, we can copy this, is if the EMA1 crosses below EMA2, then we set the pre-long once again back to false. And you could tidy up these sets a little bit. You don't have to have this many sets. But so once again, EMA2 or EMA1 crosses above EMA2, set the pre-long to true. Pre-long is true, cross above 50 on the RSI, we enter long. Now since we don't want repeated entries whenever we're long, the pre-long is set to false, which means a new crossover has to occur to change it back to true. And since we want the EMA1 to be greater than the EMA2, at the time of entry, we have to include this condition as well. Or else it can stay true and still give us an entry, but then we'd be entering when the EMA1 is less than EMA2. So cool, I know it can be kind of confusing at first. Of course, if y'all have any questions about how this works, just shoot me a message on Discord and we can sort that out. So I hope you'll have a good one, and I will see you in the next one.